English. Yes. My name is Tiffy. I am here to help you through the world of magical tales. This is my book. Do you see? Click on my book with the magic ring and the tale will begin. The bell switches the music on and off. This is my scroll. Click on the scroll when you want to read the tale as well as hear it. There are secrets hidden in some pictures for you to play with. When you want to play, just click on the ball. And if you press on the fan, you can choose any page you want from the story. Here are my little horns. They will take you forward and backward through the pages of the story. Here is my tail. If you click on my tail, the tail will stop and I will fly away.
Once upon a time, there lived a woodcutter. His wife died and he was left all alone with his daughter. His new wife had 2 daughters of her own who were ugly and lazy, just like her. They took an immediate dislike to the woodcutter's daughter. In a castle not far away lived a prince. All the girls of the land would sit and dream of marrying the prince and becoming princesses. One day, the prince decided to hold a ball, and he invited absolutely everyone, and especially the girls. The woodcutter's daughter was very hard-working and honest. She would get up early and work till dark, and there was always so much to do because her stepsisters were very lazy. She was known to all as Cinderella because, after doing all her work around the house, she would sit in the corner next to the hearth on the box where the cinders from the fire were put. The sisters had woken up late, as usual, and were sitting in their room, discussing which dress to wear to the ball.
Well, I'm going to wear my rose-colored dress, I think. The prince will simply fall head over heels in love with me.
Just you wait! When he sees me in my blue dress, he won't even give you a second glance.
The stepmother was also sitting in her room, doing what she liked doing best, counting money and complaining about her health.
Money for this, money for that, it's an outrage. How much can one ball cost?
At last, the evening arrived, and the stepmother and her daughters were getting ready to set off for the royal palace. Poor Cinderella implored her to let her have just one peek at the ball and the prince, but they just laughed at her. This was all seen by a kind fairy who decided to help Cinderella. Cinderella went back into the house in tears.
Oh, what wouldn't I give to go to the ball?
Then a miracle took place, and the good fairy appeared.
But you shall go to the ball, Cinderella.
She turned a rat into a coachman, and Cinderella's old dress into a wonderful ball gown. Instead of her wooden clogs, in her hands appeared 2 beautiful glass slippers.
But remember, you must be home before the clock strikes 12. For at the 12th stroke, everything will be turned back again.
The prince, who had become supremely bored with the ball, was talking with his old friend, the sergeant of the palace guard. Suddenly, they heard the tinkle of silver bells, and a magnificent coach went past.
I shall just go and have a look at the new arrival.
The prince looked as the most beautiful girl he had ever seen stepped out of the coach.
She must be a princess from a nearby kingdom.
The prince never once left Cinderella's side the entire evening. It was clear that he was falling in love, but the clock ticked closer and closer to midnight, and Cinderella had completely forgotten the words of the good fairy. She only remembered when the clock began to strike that she had to get home as quick as she could. Cinderella ran about the palace, looking for a way out, and found herself in the royal kitchen. With each stroke of the clock, less and less of her wonderful clothes remained. She tripped and lost one of her glass shoes. The prince picked up the shoe and tried to catch up with Cinderella, but she was already gone. The prince announced that whomsoever the shoe fitted would be his bride. A crowd of girls arrived, pushing and shoving to try on the shoe. The stepmother was in the midst of it with her daughters.
It will fit. I'm sure it will if I just push.
The old king had no idea about the ball. He had just been sitting on his throne, worrying about affairs of state, thinking what color to decorate the armory, and coming down every now and then for some more royal cake. Oh ho ho!
Oh.
What a beautiful girl!
Where am I?
On hearing the noise from the throne room, the prince ran in with the glass slipper, followed by the raging stepmother and the ugly sisters. The prince recognized Cinderella straight away, of course. He placed the slipper on her dainty little foot, and in no time, chimes were ringing out, announcing the royal marriage. prince recognized Cinderella straight away, of course. He placed the slipper on her dainty little foot, and in no time, chimes were ringing out, announcing the royal marriage.
This game is called A Castle for Cinderella. Did you know that you can make real toys and even palaces out of paper? Do you want to try? Then let's go. You need a printer, paper, scissors and glue. If you click the cursor on the castle, then you can start building your own castle. If you choose the cupboard, you can beautifully decorate the interior of the castle with antique furniture. If you click on Cinderella, then all the characters of the story will appear before you. You can print out this pattern. Just click on the picture of the printer on your screen. Choose a character from the story. Choose the part of the castle which you'd like to build first. Choose the piece of furniture which you want to put into the castle. You can print out this pattern. Just click on the picture of the printer on your screen. Remember, if the line is dashed, that means you should fold the paper so that you can see the line on the outside of the folded paper. And if it is dotted, that means you should fold it so that the line is on the inside of the folded paper. Blue means that you should glue the part of the model and the edge of the area you glue is marked with a dotted line. If you have a black and white printer, the area to glue is marked by wavy lines. The area to cut out is marked in red on the color printer, or otherwise in black. Choose the part of the castle which you'd like to build first. Choose the piece of furniture which you want to put into the castle. Choose a character from the story. Do you want the story to end? Goodbye, my little friend.